When I first started doing stage plays, I was still struggling with drug addiction because I still had one foot weakening for and desiring for cocaine. Plays back then for me was kind of like therapy, but at the same time, though, I still had a mindset to kind of want to be in the streets a little bit. Something as precious as being in your right mind, we take for granted on a daily basis. One particular year, I made over 50 grand. Don't ever start a business for self-gratification or for money. It's about serving a purpose.
So I'm super excited to announce this next guest that I have on the podcast. This is Gahlen Fuller, the actor, the business owner. He has done stage plays. He has done movies, films. He's directed. This man is a powerhouse in Dallas, and I'm just so excited to talk to him today. Welcome, Gahlen.
I'm so blessed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend, my little sister.
I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just thank you so much for coming out.
I'm blessed and humbled to be here. Anything I do to support you, I got you.
Oh, thank you, Gahlen. Thank you. Okay, so wait. Okay, so I don't like to start with tell me about your childhood. I don't do that necessarily.
Right.
But I do want to at least start with the beginnings of your faith and the beginnings of how did you even start getting into plays in the first place?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I never had a good relationship with my mom, and my grandfather adopted me. So, but he was at the same time he was a military man, but he was a good brother. But at the same time, though, he was a street brother, too. But one of the greatest things he ever did for me in my life is that he made sure I went to church on Sunday. Now, he'd be at the gambling shack. He used to be about them dice. He was a street cat.
Yeah.
But it was this lady named Betty Williams who lived around the corner from me. And she had 4 boys. But she went to church faithfully.
Okay.
And he would always make sure I went to church with them.
Okay.
And so my first experience, was going to church with them. And then, he would always buy me the children's Bible.
Yeah.
And I was always fascinated by the stories in the Bible. Joseph, the Noah, you know what I mean? And David and things of that nature. But the stories are fascinating because I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of those characters in the Bible are related to him.
Yeah.
About a lot of things that I was seeing, in my childhood and stuff like that. I just could relate to him. And so that's how my relationship with God evolved, you know what I mean?
So it kind of was it was on your own in a way because you sought, after you picked it up. You picked it up and you were actively looking yourself.
Right. Yeah, I was intrigued.
You were intrigued.
Yeah, just, reading about those stories and stuff like that. But then I think, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not trying to be, I think the real true impact was one night we was at church, and it was in Fort Worth, Texas, on Wichita Street. And it was the pastor, this lady named Sister Roberts, because that was my first time getting baptized. And I remember we attended church one night, and they were doing an exorcism.
Really?
Facts. Jamila, I kid you not. No kids were allowed to be in that little situation and whatnot, but we were all curious.
Yeah.
And so I remember sneaking in, looking outside the door, whatever, and I promise I saw chairs moving and everything.
Chairs?
Chairs moving.
Oh my gosh.
And that's when I knew the power of God was real. That was my first time. This ain't no movie. This is real life.
Whoa.
And then I was like, wow.
Whoa.
No, for real. I promise.
And how old were you then? Did you say 10?
10, yeah.
And you weren't. So did that scare you? You feel like it scared you straight in a way, or
no?
just...
It scared me, but at the same time, these are things I read about. In ebbs and flows in the Bible and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I knew that God was real, but at the same time, God is nothing to be played with.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the power of God is real. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And I also knew, it also gave me this, it opened my mind to the fact that, just like anything else, you have good, you have evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got dark, you got light. You know what I mean? And but no, it most definitely woke me up to there is most definitely a higher power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. So then after that, did you go to church a lot also?
As a child, I did. I've always went to church, but never I never had like a home type church.
Okay.
But I always just visit other people's, like my neighbors, because like I said, my pops, he was always in the streets and stuff like that. But he always made sure, I was around like-minded individuals who love God.
Okay.
So that's one of the greatest things he ever did for me.
Okay.
And so besides, reading on my own and learning on my own, like I say, Betty Williams, my godmother, may she rest in peace. She was always kind of like, she raised me just like I was her own kid, what I mean? But she gave me wisdom about God and stuff like that, and allowed me to go to church and visit them. And if I wasn't going with her, I would go with other friends of mine and stuff like that. Even the same way in high school. Yeah. It was the same way when I was a teenager, I would just visit other people's churches. But I never had a home church of my own. Yeah. But I just was visiting people's churches. But but like I said before, as you get older and you get mature in the word and as a human being, you learn the fact that church is just a building anyway. Yeah. We're the church. Right. A lot of people understand we are the church. Absolutely. Yeah. So where we walk, like right now, we having church right now. Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's just a building. That's just a place of worship. Yes. But we're literally the church. Yeah. So that was always embodied in me as a teenager, but it wasn't until I got married for the first time where I actually committed to having a real life home church. You know what I mean? Like you go to every single Sunday where Pastor so-and-so, and you got all your little old church friends and stuff, and everybody, it's like going to school, you know what I mean, so to speak. Where you come in on Sunday morning, everybody know you. Yeah. That's your church. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but I wasn't gifted with that until maybe 24. Okay. Mm-hmm. No, I was just curious because it's pretty cool how you always had the natural draw to God.
It's like anything else. It's no different. Like I said before, if you look at the figures in the Bible, whether it be wow, it's so many of them, man. And like I say, Joseph, like David being one of them. Saul, Paul. Everybody, Jonah. When you call, you call. If God got a color in your life, there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. You can run, but you can't hide. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like you have a color?
I always have. I was afraid of it when I was young. Very afraid because of responsibility, because of the thing is, you never want to, you got a call, you got responsibility, but at the same time, though, you don't want to lead his flock astray. You know what I mean? Or be like, oh man, I saw G supposed to be a Christian, but I saw him over there, man. He was at the bar drinking Hennessy. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't want to, it's a very sensitive thing, but you know that you have to just realize that it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. But the biggest thing is that God, your relationship with God is number one, it's embedded in here. Mm-hmm. I've really been on Kirk Franklin lately because he's been doing these podcasts like yourself where he get these brothers together and they have this little meal, like a Sunday meal. Yeah. And it's amazing. And everybody tell their testimony and whatnot. Yeah. And what I love about Kirk Franklin, respect about Kirk, shout out to Fort Worth, Texas, is the fact that he's like, I'm a human being and I sin like everybody else. Just because our relationship with God don't mean that I'm perfect. Right. And he's trying to get everybody to realize that, you're still human. You just, it's just, I'm big on this thing where when I was coming up, it was almost like if you were a Christian, people were like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you can't have fun.
Man, do you feel like it's still gonna like that to this day though?
Yeah, I do. And then if you are a Christian as well, it's like a paradox. It's like at the same time, it's like, well, he supposed to be a Christian, but he laughing. Yeah. He has Six Flags. Mm-hmm. People just think that you're supposed to just be holding it down, walk a straight line, and you ain't supposed to say damn or hell or whatever, you know what I mean? It don't work like that. Mm-hmm. Your relationship with God is your relationship with God. You know what I mean? And God knows what you're going to do for you do it anyway. Yes. And no one, only the Son of the Most High was perfect. But we strive for that. And that's the whole thing about it. We strive for that. Apostle Paul say, it ain't for the swift, it's for the ones that endure. You know what I mean? Right. So it's all about, you have to just every single day, we're blessed to wake up. You just got to dust yourself off and start all over. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So we're still going to fall short. Absolutely. We all filthy rags. Yeah. And that's absolute facts. But at the same time, I'm not saying, okay, that's an excuse to just go out and do whatever. Right. But at the same time, though, know that you're a human. Right. And we're going to make mistakes because the biggest thing is, man, what I find, especially with myself, and I'm sure you probably went through this yourself, forgiveness, man. Wow. I mean, things that I've done to myself that were self-inflicted, the hardest thing was to forgive is myself.
Myself.
It's but see, but you have to realize that if God can forgive us, why we can't forgive ourselves?
Right.
But I've always had, my biggest battle has always been, Jamila, with me.
Yes.
It ain't never been about, I ain't never tripped on nobody else.
Well,
My biggest fight was always been with me.
man, there's so many things that you said there, because I was like, the other thing is too, because it's like your love for God is what calls you, what gets inside of you to try to stop, right? To try to stop doing anything that you're doing that's sinful or anything, because sin draws you away from God. So it's like that love is what propels you to try to stop the sin in the first place. But you're, like you said, you're not going to be perfect.
No,
but
it's impossible.
Right. So that's one thing. And then, okay, so you said the forgiveness aspect of it. Isn't it crazy? I had a friend who said, wouldn't it be crazy if you got to heaven and the Lord said, you forgave everyone else,
but you couldn't forgive yourself.
You couldn't forgive yourself.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? You work so hard to try to forgive everyone else, but you have to make sure to forgive yourself.
And that right there is a nugget, because I've grown and realized, Jamila, the fact that when you have that doubt like that or whatever, that's not believing in Him. How can He bless us if we don't? It can't be no doubt. You either with Him or you ain't. He omnipresent. He the Almighty. He the Most High. He's the great I am. But yet, here we go. Oh Lord, take this from me. We praying, but then I would say, I don't know. I mean, how could you not know? If you're gonna give it to Him, give it to Him. How you gonna say you follow the Most High God, but yet there's doubt? You can't. You can't. It's no doubt in faith.
Yeah,
it don't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, because if you doubt, that means he said he looked at me like, you don't believe me, you don't trust me. How am I gonna bless you when you don't trust me? But you trust what's in that bottle. You trust that vehicle. You trust that house you live in. You trusted everything but me. You see what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yes.
That's how God works.
Yes, He does. He does. And really, the doubt really comes from ourselves, like you said, because He doesn't change. He's such a rock. He doesn't change. He's the same yesterday, today, always, and forevermore. So
you preaching though.
So yeah, no, you are. You are.
Hey, you preach.
So the hardest thing you said to forgive was yourself?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about what was this low point? So what was your lowest?
My lowest point was after my first marriage, her ex-wife, coerced me, abusing cocaine. See, here's the deal. I left my ex-wife for somebody else, right? For another lady, right? But for all the wrong reasons, and knew it was wrong. And here I am. I'm just abundantly blessed. But at the same time, I just thought that, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was egotistical, thought I was God. Honestly, to be honest with you. So God, God has a tendency, and for the people out there, man, who have a relationship with God, you'll feel what I'm saying is that, when I got to thinking, he was the time I got to think that I was doing everything. I made this happen.
You controlled that.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm the man.
Right.
And he had to humble me and all those things, man, he took away from me. You know what I'm saying? And man, and then, I got to the point to where here I am. It happened just like that. I mean, here I am. I'm blessed with a beautiful home, good job, nice wife, and things of that nature. And then on top of that, I left with my ex-wife when she was pregnant with my child, my very first son. And here I am. I had a son that died prematurely a year before. So he gave us a second opportunity, but yet I left her, being selfish for lustful reasons, for worldly reasons. I can go on and on and on. All the things that, and I knew it wasn't right, and I knew that wouldn't no blessing come up, but I was selfish. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And so, he had to show me. He had to strip everything from me to get my attention. It's sad it had to happen like that. And once again, I was in a relationship with it, but I knew that, it's like this. When you make a vow to God, you decide to rock with Him. Shit, man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is one of the most excruciating, painful, hardest things that a Christian or a person could do because, man, it's a lonely walk. It's a lonely journey.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the world ain't gonna accept you. The world ain't gonna like it. You know, the world do its thing. Or you walk on with God, you know, you be like, man, be a lot of doubt. You know what I mean? It's like, God, God, why you doing this? Or why am I going through this? You know, but you have to trust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the one good thing that came out of the situation where I was broken, I got to the point in my life where I was broken, it allowed me to really focus on him. It was nothing else there. I mean, he snatched everything away. You know, house, job, marriage, all that. I was living in my car, you know, just ride around, you know, with a bunch of clothes on my back seat and a tree plant.
He's at a plant.
At a tree plant. I don't know what I used to love that tree plant. I had a tree plant in my car. It was sticking out the window and everything. Man, I was just this country.
He said, "This is my home."
Man, Jamila, for real. I'm talking about, he was like, then, and you know, in the ones who you thought, we your friends, whatever, that, you know, you find out they really were. I mean, when you going through something, you find out quick who your friends are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, it ain't even about them. It's a life about choices.
Yeah.
And that was a choice I made, you know, and I was good with that.
Yeah.
At first, I was mad at the world and all of that, but I knew the whole time I did it to myself. But you tell me something that's weird, God. I'm kind of glad I did. Tell me. Because I wasn't hanging and all materialistic stuff in the first place. Something still missing. And it ain't like it's my fault the way there. It's just the fact that I really feel like to this day when I look back on my life that I thank the Lord, he stripped me from all worldly things so he can truly make me appreciate who he was. Yeah. And that's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the reason why. Because then when he take it from and give you back triple fold, you truly be like, see, God gave this to me.
Yes.
But then not only that, I'm gonna share it. And I'm going to respect it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what it's about.
And that's what it's about. Isn't that crazy? Because I've heard this multiple times, like being in that lowest point where God comes to meet you though, and when he takes you out of it, it's almost like you wouldn't go back and redo it for the world. Like, it's, you know what I mean? It's almost like you, not gonna situation ever again. Because it's like after you see how he redeems you.
Wow.
How he restores you. Like, because you hear it in the Bible, right? But after you actually go through the restoration, the redeeming that he does, it's like you have a whole new set of eyes. Like, it's nothing that I can't even explain it. You know what I mean? And just seeing that quality of God and how he's such a restorer, because that's what he did with you.
Man, I'm talking about it, but not just for me, for you, for a lot of people. Yeah. But it's almost like, man, I mean, it's not even about the worldly things and all like that. It's the peace. It's the peace he give you. It's the satisfaction. Remember that? Boy, I don't need this. I don't need this pop. I don't need this drawer. I don't need the, you know what I'm saying? I can come to sleep and I know that God got. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's it's no feeling. It's almost like, how can I compare it? It's like we need money to live in this world, right? It's like doing a movie or something you can pay for or whatever, but at the same time, it ain't no satisfaction like when a person says, man, I feel what you in that room. Or you did an amazing job. You blessed me. Man, you inspired me. Yeah. Can't no amount of money. Yeah. I'm proud of that like that. Yeah. That's where you want to be. Yeah. That's the goal. And that's in anything.
Okay, but you open this up now into your acting role. So then tell me how you got started with that.
Okay, I have a cousin named Tanya Tucker. She's like one of my favorite cousins. Shout out to Tanya Tucker before work turns serious. She's always kidding me like, you've been an actor your whole life. I was always the dude that would come to the family get together and just clown it. You know what I mean? And so ironically, when I never forget this, I had sold my car. I had a car, right? I sold it for $120. Now, hold on, not money, $100 worth of cocaine. I had sold my car for $100 worth of cocaine. I remember like it was yesterday. Went to a motel room, got high. It was gone in like an hour, right? And I'm just walking the streets of Fort Worth, looking crazy, looking like a zombie. And so I found myself in Highland Hills, in Fort Worth. I went to this church. I can't think of the name right now. I know it's on Holbrook Road. I went inside this church, and when I say, man, I just went in that church and fell on my knees and just screamed to the world, like, just say, Lord, help me, save me. And I ended up being taken in by these deacons who played over me. And they turned me on to this guy named Larry Reed. And they gave me his phone number. So I called him this day. And so I met him. He sat down with me. And come to find out, he was like he was big on like the guys got out of prison, helping them get their life back in order and stuff like that. But at the same time, he had a ministry where it was about restoration, like delivering people from drug addiction and helping people find Christ and stuff like that, whatever. And I met him, but I told him my story, whatever. He's like, man, you need to come to my ministry, join my ministry. And I'm telling you, man, I'm going to pray for you, man. God going to bring it back. Just trust the process. And so I'm rolling with him. And so I went into his program. And to make a long story short, he took me to his family reunion. And I went to his family reunion, and there I met his sister-in-law, lady by the name of Evelyn Jones Reed.
Wow, that's okay.
And here, I'm going to tell you something funny. I'm in there clowning, right? But really, I just was being me. I was being me. It's like I'm being myself right now. I just was being funny, whatever it is. I'm going to make you laugh, though. So I meet her, right? She got this long hair. Look good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, lady look good. I was like, well. I say, man. Oh, you look good. And she was cracking up. And then she was like, you think I look good for real? I said, yes. She say, well, when my husband come back, I want you to tell him that.
Hey, so Evelyn.
I was like, oh, wow, okay. And so she pulled me to the side and she was like, you are so hilarious. She was like, you know what? I want you to be in my play. I say, what? She say, she can audition for my play. And I was like, I'm not an actor. She say, no, well, you can do it. She said, just come out next Sunday. So Mr. Reed took me out to her house the very next Sunday. And they were auditioning because she was about to put a play called, what the hell is a place called Home? And they were about to put on the role. And so she had me audition for this role for a guy named Pete. But she got to looking at the role and stuff. I did my thing, whatever. But you know what? I'm telling you what's funny. I never acted, but when I left the audition, I didn't feel good about it. And then she said the same thing. She said, you wasn't the same dude I met the weekend before. I want you to be him. She said, I'll tell you what, I want you to audition one more time, but this time I want you to do it for a part called for Deacon Collier. Yeah. So when I came back the next time, already, I was more prepared. I wasn't nervous. And so it then had me being like James Brown and all of that. It had me imitating like James Brown and Michael Jackson since I was a little kid. And so I nailed it. And so that gave me the confidence. So, well, she took me on the road with him. I was scared. You know what I'm saying? I was nervous. But I'm going to tell you something, Jamila, man. When the lights came on that night, we did the play, it felt like I was at home and I was on stage. Wow. And that's when I honestly knew, man, okay, this is one of these gifts that God has prepared for me. Because it felt too good. I mean, and it wasn't out of ego. It wasn't about ego. And it's just the fact that, man, I just felt at home on stage. Yeah. And I knew that's when I knew that I could do it. And after that, she kept inviting me back to do another one and another one. And another one, and before you knew it, man, we walked together for like 10 straight years, and it was. And then she eventually became my godmother, my coach. She's an amazing lady. Shout out to Evelyn Jones Reed once again in her ministry, and she's continuing to this day to do great things. But it was through her that I bet I've met so many DFW heavyweights, superstars out of Hollywood. I mean, I owe all that to her. God used her.
Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching the Blessed Phoenix podcast. It is surely appreciated. You can go ahead and subscribe here to the YouTube channel, and you can also check out weekly uploads on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
when I first started doing stage plays, I was still struggling with drug addiction. So I really had to just truly embrace the craft yet.
Yeah.
Because I still had one foot weakening for and desiring for cocaine. And then, doing the plays. Plays back then for me was kind of like therapy, but at the same time, though, I still had a mindset to kind of want to be in the streets a little bit, still do though. And so it was when we had the conversation earlier, prior to the interview, when I told you that when I started managing a group home, right? And for this lady named Brenda Mitchell, shout out to Brenda Mitchell, wherever she's at. I was taking care of clients who were like MHMR. And I remember I came across this one client. I read his backstory, because to take care of clients, you have to find out like their genesis, how they got to that point mentally or whatever. And it was this one client, I'm not gonna say his name, but he had worked at Lockheed Martin, making good money, great job, heavy man, and then he decided to do drugs. And somebody put something in his drugs, and it messed up his mind. And so when I read that and saw that, and I was like, that could be me. That can be me. You know what I mean? I was like, wow. So realizing, just something so precious like being in your right mind.
Oh.
Something as precious, and I'm going to say it again, something as precious as being in your right mind, we take for granted on a daily basis. And so that's what made me kind of start like, wow, looking at things kind of look different. And so, and I didn't tell you this part. So I had just done a production before I got this job with Mrs. Reed again. And so she had this thing where we would have to sell tickets for it. I remember I sold some tickets for it, but I kept the money. I didn't turn the money in. I kept the money about some girl. Yeah, man, I was real foul. And after all this thing, after everything this woman had done for me to betray her, ever do her like that, yeah, that was crazy. So she was like, "You're not gonna be acting with me again." And I was like, and I knew I deserved it. Yeah. So I was like, so a part of me was like, well, I tried, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got to feeling some kind of way or whatever. And, but I knew that God had, I still had things to work on.
Yeah.
And so I went through what I went through, whatever. And so when I got this job, it was the greatest thing that could happen to me, because working with these guys with mental deficiencies and stuff like that, it made me look at myself. And it made me appreciate things, like I said before, like your mental process and stuff like that. And so, Jermaine, I'll be honest with you, man, I wouldn't give a damn about acting. I was like, okay, that was a part of my season. I did that for a couple, like for 4 years, whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I blew it. You know what I'm saying? So it's over.
Yeah.
And so.
And then how long did you go back to acting after that experience happened? Tickets. It's like, is she taking correct for a while? Because you said you blew it. So.
Well, I feel like I blew it because I blew her trust. And I deceived her,
Yeah.
And
did she do any other stages?
No. And then this is a lady who I'm talking about curved me like blood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did her bad, but God had a plan. And so, but we always stayed, friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
And stuff. So it was almost like, man, so I started walking with God and getting my relationship right with God and focusing on me. And I was away from everybody. The job I had, I was also a live-in. So I had like my own spot.
Oh, okay.
And my clients were like living upstairs above me.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so that gave me time just to really I was like doing something totally different. And so one day out of the sky blue, Miss Evelyn Jones-Reed, Miss Reed, she hit me up.
Okay.
She was like, I want you to come audition for this role.
Oh.
It was a stage play called Hallelujah, He Reigns.
Okay.
It was about the story of Jesus and how I run it. And so when I went to that audition, that's when I met Theo Bray for the first time.
Wow.
Theo Bray was sitting there.
First one back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how me and Theo met.
Okay.
And I was like, what's up, man? We just clicked.
Yeah.
And and so that play is what opened the door for me to get back in her circle again. But this time it was different. And she's told me that. She was like, God spoke to me and said that you were ready. And once again, that's the power of God. And so this time it was on a whole nother level, because man, I was serious. See, at first I did it, but it was always a nervousness, and it was like I never just took it to a full reign of it.
Yeah.
But this time I truly accepted the calling, and I really embraced the craft. But then meeting Theo and seeing Theo work ethic and things of that nature, iron sharpen iron.
Yeah.
And so seeing the desire of Theo, because Theo hadn't done a play, he said, since high school.
Okay.
And so how ironic that me and Theo meet for the first time. I was on suspension for a couple of years, and he just was getting back into it.
Yeah.
So
the timing of it all.
Yeah. So we meet, we click, and I think me and him be we just started doing projects.
Yeah. Y'all were on it.
On it.
That season at one point, because I guess that's when I came in, probably a little after that or so. But
I think when me and Theo met, I think we must have did 8, 9 projects in a row.
Yeah, y'all were
together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like we formed a brotherhood.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about not just I'm talking like real brothers.
Yeah, y'all are.
We clicked.
Yeah.
And I grew to love him. He grew to love me, man. I'm talking about on a personal level, spiritual level, all that. And then all of a sudden, man, once again, God knew my heart, and I truly embraced the craft. I guess because, I did it at first, for the first 3 or 4 years, but I took it for granted, and I truly didn't embrace it. But now it's like, I love this. You know what I mean? And so, and people would always tell me they could see it in my work.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Because I was going to say, because I could tell, because from what you're explaining from the very first time that you did it,
right,
it seems like you were more so, I'm not trying to, you weren't silly, but I'm just saying, I think the first time you showed up, you were just being yourself.
Right.
You're just getting your feet wet and seeing what it was
facts,
about.
Facts.
But that work ethic that you were about the second time around, that's you.
No.
I'm with you,
no.
and the dedication to your craft is
no, Jimmy, for real, man. I owe that to Theo. I owe that to people like Andrew Flagg. Shout out to Andrew Flagg, man. He's one of these heavyweights and a very spiritual man. Love God, and whoever see this podcast, man, follow Andrew Flagg on Instagram, Facebook. He is a spiritual, dedicated, just an outright solid brother. Okay. And his work, he a heavyweight in this area. But to make long story short, Jamilo, this guy, we did a stage play. I forgot the name. In the play that it was at the Black Academy of Arts and Letters. Jealous. He was stupid old replay. But this is my first time meeting Andrew. Man, you do table reads. We do a table read, and her table read always on Sunday after church, right?
Right.
Everybody come. She's passing out scripts. She emailed them too, though. Jamila, don't you know this man came to the table read off script?
Man,
this man was already off script.
Dedication.
I'm talking about we read. Everybody reading. Andrew up there. You'll see. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, you didn't. I'm like, no, you didn't.
Show all of us.
And then singing, doing this dialogue and all. I'm like, Andrew, y'all, you gonna make us look crazy. And then I call her my mama now, because she's my godmother. I mean, she was raised. So when it was over, she was like, well, I guess I'll see that. See that? She said, see that? Y'all, she said, I expect, and her thing was, you had 2 weeks to be out script if you're dealing with her.
Yeah.
She didn't play back in the day. She didn't know. You had to be. If you went out script in 2 weeks, she was going to replace you. Oh. I was going to say something crazy. I was going to replace you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But man, that little fire in me seeing Andrew, it was inspiring. So the next Sunday, I was off script.
Okay.
Man, I've been like that ever since.
Yeah.
If you email me, if you text me, inbox me on Messenger or whatever, and anybody who's ever asked me, I'm be honest with you, I've never had to audition for a part in years. I've always been blessed for a playwright or a director to reach out to me like, hey man, you want to be in this? Man, that's a blessing. But one thing about me, and Leola Gibson, shout out to Leola Gibson, she's another playwright director. She'll tell you, man, if I show up to your spot, I'm already out script because of Andrew, that inspiration.
Cool.
No, I don't like holding paper.
Yeah, me either.
I can't stand it.
Yeah, me either.
I like my thing is, man, okay, if I'm gonna read for this part and I'm gonna make sure I'm on script.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've been rolling like that ever since.
Yeah. Oh, memorizing lines.
Memorizing lines, baby.
That's just step one.
Yeah. You memorize the lines, you gotta become the
And
lines.
then you gotta come up.
You gotta become the lines. I mean, it's the oldest book. It's acting 101.
Absolutely.
Yeah, acting 101.
What I like about you though, is that you always use other people's work ethic around you, not to intimidate you, but to inspire you.
Gotcha.
That's the number one thing I
Gotcha.
took from what you just said.
Gotcha.
That I think that's really powerful for people.
Gotcha.
Is if you recognize people on social media, whatever, people around you, you don't have to be jealous. You just have to let it inspire you and push it to make you better.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Nah, man, we all the way I look at the DFW actors and actresses in this area, we all family. You know what I'm saying? When one make it, we all make it. You know what I'm saying? We all opening doors for one another and things of that nature. Cause I was like, Theo literally was like, man, bro, I'm just trying to get my feet wet again. And then 2 years later, I'm like, bro, you doing commercials? I mean, Theo, yeah, put 1,000 movies on. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't jealousy.
Yeah.
It was like energized.
Yeah.
It was inspiration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he would tell you the same thing. And so, the blessing is that when it gets recognized, and when I mean recognized, like when you put the work in, you put the love in. I've always been a big believer that when you gravitate towards something, it's going to gravitate towards you. And so, when I started doing movies, it didn't start out good because it's like every time I try to do a little short film or movie or something, they never would put them out. I'm like, man, what's going on with these movies? I'm in these movies, but I ain't seeing the fruition of my work.
Yeah.
But the stage plays have always been there. And what I love about, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love doing stage plays way better than movies.
Wow.
Well, movies, you gotta be on set. You gotta depend on, because the thing about movies is that, you could be on plenty of lines, but if this person right here, they can have you there for about 6-7 hours. They might not have their stuff together. You know what I mean? But no, but stage plays, the crap, the feedback is instant. A movie, you can say cut. Mm-hmm. You know about the editing game. That's your thing. But a stage play, you can't mess up. Yeah. The point I'm making is just like what Denzel said. But people, anybody who followed the greatest actor of our time, Denzel Washington, will know that his thing has always been stage plays. He's from that art. He's from that. That's where most actors come from anyway. That's the lane. That's where most of us come from. But what I love about plays is that they keep you fundamentally sharp. The crowd ain't gonna lie to you. A movie, once again, cut. Okay, you can't do that on stage.
Fix it and do everything.
No, if you mess up on stage, the crowd they go, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And one thing Evelyn Jones-Reed taught me, she said, man, if you forget a line, I don't care. All of you better say something.
You better figure it out.
You better figure it out and say something. Whatever you do, keep it going.
Somebody better figure out something.
You cannot be silent.
Yeah.
You gonna blow it.
Yeah.
It's a lady named, shout out to Cassandra Mills, my sister. Much love to her. We did a play called
the actress
Cassandra Mills. Yeah, she's a singer, actress, and director, playwright. She wrote. Let me see. Oh man, Cassandra, she cold blooded. She did my favorite stage play I've ever done. It's a play called Stop Playing with God.
Okay.
Me and Theo ran it as well. Chrissy Jones-Fawcett, my cousin Courtney Johnson. Once again, boy, Theo, you gonna be all in this interview. I met Cassandra through Theo. She's from Chicago. Very amazing talent. Very gifted. Oh man, an incredible singer, writer, producer, all that. And I remember I met Cassandra when I was I helped her be a stagehand for her first play. Oh. In Arlington, Texas. And ironically, coming from rehearsal from Evelyn Jones-Reed play. Oh. But I saw she was doing a play. I'm like, they need some help. You know how you got to move the furniture and all that type of stuff. And so that's how we got cool. And I just jumped in and just helped. Because the thing is, I'm talking about she loved the Lord. Yeah. And
we family.
Yeah.
And when we all serving God, we all family.
Yeah.
We are brothers and sisters, so I got to help my sister out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just got in where I fit in. And I started helping her move furniture off the stage and stuff. And she was like, I really appreciate you doing that. I say, I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and then once again, she saw me being me. And so her very next production, she asked me that I want to be in it. And so me and let me see, Latoya. You know, Latoya Yarbrough. Yeah, my girl who was in Kayla.
Who's in Kayla?
Yeah, we both read for the next play, and she played my love interest in her production, and me and Toya hit it off from the jump. Man, but you knew that from Kayla though.
Yeah.
But no, man, Cassandra is just amazing. But anyways, the point I'm making is that she did this stage production called Stop Playing with God. And it's no disrespect to any other playwright I've worked with or whatever, but to me, that was the dopest play I've ever been in.
Wow.
Because of the story, the cast, the story mainly. I mean, I played this dirty, deceitful pastor. Mm-hmm. And I always wanted to play a role like that. And no, for real. And because man, she kept it 100 about how these pastors in the church, man, be deceiving God and using the word for their own self gain, which we all know, we see, we've all heard the stories, whatever. But this story was just so powerful, it resonated. But I remember, and this goes back to why I love stage production so much. I think all the years working with Miss Reed and whatnot, and the things that she coached me on and told me, I remember my cufflink broke during this scene, and my watch fell off my wrist, and I used it and ad-libbed it into the production.
Go.
And people didn't blink.
Yeah. And
that right there, when I saw it back, when she showed it to us, after whatever, I was like, whoo! I say that's learning.
Yeah.
That's what I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean stage plays, man, it keep you on your toes.
Yeah, because tell me again, what did you say about just in case? What did you say about stage plays versus film?
Yeah, stage plays.
As Denzel said, what did Denzel?
Like Denzel was saying, once again, shout out to the greatest actor of our time. No, stage plays keep you sharp. They keep you fundamentally sound.
Yeah.
And that's why I like stage plays.
Yeah.
They keep you fundamentally sound because, man, the applause, the crowd is right in your face, and you can't. It ain't no edit. It ain't no stop. It ain't no cut. You got to be on point. Yeah. And if you ain't on your game, if you can't be on your game for that, you can't be on your game for nothing. Yeah. And especially dealing with black folk, because black people ain't stupid.
Yeah.
I ain't saying any theater type crowd. Yeah. They're intelligent.
Right.
They're not crazy. So, trust me, they know when something ain't right.
Exactly.
So, if them lines ain't been delivered to, they gonna know.
They're gonna know.
They're gonna know.
Absolutely.
If you find yourself comfortable at home during stage production, movies are a breeze.
Yeah.
Jamila, I've never had a problem doing anybody movie.
Yeah.
Because it's cut.
Yeah.
Cut. I'm like, okay, cut. It's no big deal.
Right.
But stage plays is instant.
Yeah.
It's the crowd is right there in front of you.
Right.
No, you got to deliver.
Right.
And your timing has got to be 120%.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Completely agree with you there.
Yeah, without a doubt.
If you want to get into acting, I always say theater is the best
place. Stage is the best place to start. Yeah.
Did you have a favorite film that you acted in?
Great question. Yeah. Different lane, same thing. by Tim Russell. Shout out to Tim Russell, Dallas, Texas Stand Up. Yes. The movie with me and you. Yes. Well, I was being jealous of you because you was, I was sweet on you in the movie and things. You know what I'm saying?
That was such a good movie.
Man, and once again, I can't be mad at nobody, man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Tim not gonna. One thing about it, I respect. No director want to put their stuff out there crazy.
Yeah.
And man, when I heard that The Voice the editing and the voice quality was jacked up on that movie, I was crushed.
Yeah,
because I had so much fun doing that.
I had so much fun.
And playing a crooked cop.
Yeah.
That was dope.
That had to be one of my favorites too.
That was
I'm not
dope.
gonna lie. That was
That
one
was
of my
dope.
favorites too.
That was
and
dope.
He's so talented. Tim is so talented.
Yeah, he
the
is.
script was good.
Yeah.
Even the scenes that we did, like as far as like how everything was set up.
I believe that too. Yeah.
He did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
So I really hope. We gonna send this to you, Tim. We really hope.
Dear Tim.
Dear Tim.
Dear Tim.
Hey, thank you so much for listening to the Blessed Phoenix podcast. You can go ahead and subscribe here to our YouTube channel and also check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well for weekly uploads. One of my favorite things that you said earlier is that you said that the goal was, it was the feeling you get afterwards, after you do a project and someone comes up to you and they say, hey, this whatever scene really helped me, or it's like the impact that it has on the people.
Right.
Is that your overall goal? Like when you do projects, no matter what, in acting, directing, because we're going to get into this, to the film that you directed as well.
Okay, cool.
But is that your overall goal, or what would you say is like your overall goal when it comes to your artistry?
The overall goal for me is to make people feel good, to make people, to inspire.
Yeah.
I think that's the goal of any artist. You want to inspire. You want to shout out to one of the greatest entertainers of all time, Michael Jackson. You know, I grew up on Mike. Any of the greats, whether it be Prince, Aretha Franklin, Marvin Gaye, whatever, any great artist would tell you. Well, it could be Picasso, you know, Michelangelo. You wanna leave a generational type of inspiration for people. You want people to be touched. You want people to be able to say, you know what, I can do that too. You know what I mean? You want people to you want people to feel that, you know, in what you're doing. I don't care what it is you're doing. You know, whether it be like Martin Luther King or whatever. You wanna leave a generational legacy through your craft. It's like my detail business. It's like, okay, like I get this dirty, nasty truck, right? And they like, man, whatever you can do with it, just give me the works, give me the full detail. I'm like, I got you. Clean the carpet, clean the headliner, clean the seats. You do what you do, you go through it, and you give it back to them like it's from the dealership. And they be like, is that my car? The feeling of knowing that they really, really appreciate hard work, that's the greatest gift in the world. Yeah.
And that carries over for you in your detailing business as well, because I wanted to get into that. Why did you start that? And when did you start that? Because ever since I've known you, I think you've had this.
Oh, yeah. I started my mobile detail business. It's called G Fuller Classic Auto Detailing. I started it in 2016.
Okay.
I was at this job, and I loved this job. And once again, it goes back to I was managing this group home, but then I was working another job, too. And I was driving like a forklift or whatever. But I loved this job, and I loved the supervisor. I just liked the job. And they laid me off. I'm like, what?
For no reason?
Man, I got laid off. And I'm like, man. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? Man, no, matter of fact, I got laid off that job. And then it was a job before that. I got laid off that job. So I'm like, man, I'm tired of getting laid off.
I ain't meant to have a job, then.
I'm tired of getting laid off.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just start my own business.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do something that I know that people gonna want or whatever. And shout out to my wife. I couldn't have done it without her because she sacrificed a lot. Because I mean, when I first started, I probably had like about 3 customers. So she had to hold me down for me to build my clientele up and all that type of stuff, man. And so I give her a lot of credit for believing in that I could do what I accomplished and whatnot. And I would say by 2020, I had like 78 residential customers and 3 contracts.
Wow.
Facts. And I was working for myself, man. I think one particular year I made over 50 grand.
Wow.
Just me.
Just you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get it twisted. You know, had to go to the courthouse. Had to go get my DBA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As a sole proprietor. Had to, you know, when you go to the courthouse, you know, you have to get your name, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, notarize your business name and stuff like that. That way nobody can take it and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? It's legit. You know, you got to pay taxes on it. No, the whole 9 yards. It's like to come with being a sole proprietor.
Right.
You know, had to get a bookkeeper. You know, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but you got to keep up with, you know, all your clientele and stuff like that. It's a huge responsibility. But I'm gonna tell you something. It ain't nothing like working for yourself.
Yes.
But, you know, when I had got injured and hurt my foot, I couldn't walk for like almost 6 months. This was like maybe 2022. I can't. It's something like that.
Oh.
It forced me to look at some things, and plus my son, you know, he's shout out to Zach Fuller, my son, my oldest child, my boy. You know what I'm saying, my prince. He's a junior at UNT. And, yeah, you know, I was like, I got to thinking, like, you know, it's cool to have your own business or whatnot, but I need me a 401k. You know what I mean? I'm 54. So I'm like, you know, so I made a decision to go back to work.
Okay.
But at the same time, though, the job that I took and got is cool because I'm off on the weekends.
Yeah.
I'm off on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, actually.
Yeah.
So it still allows me. It still allows me to do my business on the weekends.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Oh no, but no, make no mistake about it. My business, I work too hard for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna always do that. A lot of things that I got blessed with in that business is like people, you know, like you know, you can go on social media and things of that nature to promote your business and stuff like that, but it ain't nothing like word of mouth.
I was gonna ask you, how did you market that?
Word of mouth is still the best way. People, and then. In my line of work, when it comes to mobile detailing, auto detailing, when you driving and your car clean, oh, girl, who did your car? G Fuller. Girl, I want his number. And boom, it's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
And like the contracts that I got,
yeah.
You know, when I had McLean RVs and these different type of places or whatnot, they were all about customers telling them about me. I didn't go in bidding for those jobs.
Yeah.
People told them about my work. That's how I got those jobs.
Okay, awesome, okay.
So it ain't nothing but God.
So wait, but what made you pick auto detailing specifically? It was because of that job you had before?
No, auto detailing because I'm just good at it. Well, number one, it's my passion.
Okay.
Detailing cars is like acting for me. It's my craft, it's my passion.
Okay.
My pops, shout out to my grandfather, Rayford Fuller, who I told you about, who adopted me and raised me. He had me washing cars when I was 8.
Okay.
Yeah, so but I just liked it.
Yeah.
And plus I got OCD. I'm meticulous. I like detailing.
Yeah.
That's just my thing. So it was easy.
Okay.
And anybody who know me will tell you, you see it in my work. If you passionate about something, you're gonna see it in your work.
Yeah.
Whether it's baking cookies, you know, whatever the case may be, you know, roofing, painting the house, whatever. You gonna see the passion.
Yeah.
And I tell anybody who will listen, don't ever start a business for self gratification or for money. It don't work like that. You know, it's about serving a purpose, serving a customer. It's about pleasing somebody, making somebody happy. That's what it's about. If you're doing it for money, it ain't gonna last. Because say like you want me to wash your car right now, and I just like, dang man, I gotta wash your car. And I'm just running through it, you know, and you know all because I need $50.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I'm gonna run through it, but it's something gonna be lacking, something gonna be missing, and you're gonna see it in the work. Yeah. You're gonna be like, okay, well here's your $50, but you didn't get this, you didn't get that. But you know, and the thing is, you're not gonna call me next time. I'm like, okay, I'll pay you this time, but girl, he didn't get to my cup holders, he didn't do my wheel wells, you know, things of that nature. But if I really put my heart and soul into it, you're gonna see it. Yeah. And then so it's like this, you're gonna call me again. So what's worth more? So here's the thing, when you have a business, I don't want your money. I mean, I want your money, but what I'm saying is, though, I'm not doing it for the money. Right. I'm doing it for your business. Right. It's the difference between money and business. Right. If I got your business, I mean, you're going to keep calling me, right? Because if you keep calling me, then I can feed myself, right? Absolutely. But if it's a one-time thing, I can't. Mm-hmm. That's the difference.
All right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good business game for people.
Yeah, you always want to do something for business,
Yeah.
because if you got somebody, if you want somebody's business, you gonna eat
Yeah.
and you gonna pay your bills.
Yeah.
But if it's a one-time thing, that's not gonna do nothing.
That's not gonna do
It's
it.
almost like what Jesus said. I mean, okay, so it's what's the old adage? I mean, it's like okay, so I'm gonna catch the fish for you. I'm gonna teach you how to fish. Same thing.
Right. You go and you catch the fish, they eat for the day. But if you teach them how to fish,
teach them how to fish, they're gonna always eat.
always eat.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it all, really, actually, because you have your children, you
Yes.
married, you a husband,
Yes.
and then you're directing now. So we're gonna get into detail.
Right.
You write.
Right.
You write.
Right.
And do you still do plays sometimes?
I'm always gonna do plays because it keeps me sharp.
That's your first love.
That's my first love. I promise. I've had a couple of playwrights reach out to me last year, but I turned them down.
Yeah.
Because I want to focus on my movie.
Yeah.
I had to be selfish.
No, I mean, because you can't. I don't like to be. You just can't do it all sometimes. Like theater takes a big commitment. Doing a film takes.
That's the point I was gonna get to. Now the one little thing about the stage play thing is rehearsal. The rehearsal aspect.
Every night.
Man, I'm talking about. It all depends on who you work with. Rehearsal is a lot of work. Stage, man. Anybody who commits to a stage production, man, it's the rehearsal. Don't get me wrong, it's fun, especially when you're with a good cast.
Oh, yeah.
When you're around, and when you're, because one thing about it, when you're around a dope cast, they become family.
It's family.
So it's like just driving there, you got the excitement, whatnot, but you still got to put in the work, and it's very time consuming. And I'm the type of person where if I know I'm trying to work on my first project, this is my first feature film. I gotta dedicate myself to that. And then if I know I'm doing that, if I can't give everything I feel like I can give to you on your stage production, I'm not gonna commit to it. That would be robbing you, robbing myself, because we're on. I'm my own brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if I can't give you 110%, I ain't gonna do you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you got to play, and I'm like, man, no, So I just made a serious decision, like, I can't do this one. But I think the last production I did was "What in the Hell Do You Want" by Evelyn Jones Reed, and that was it was about a year and a half ago, I think.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, it was about a year ago, something like that. And she wanted to take that on the road, but ironically, that play, the reason why she wanted me to do that play, it was like drinking water, because I've done that play with her like about 3 or 4 times already. So I mean, I already knew the lines.
Yeah. You still remember the lines even?
Yeah. No, for real. I still remember the lines. Yeah, I didn't. I mean, the script was okay, but I already knew the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I wanted to get into detail now.
Okay, cool.
So, what inspired this movie?
Oh wow, I got. You shout out to DeAndre. DeAndre.
Yeah.
I had him shoot this small short film called "Her Feet Were Made for Me" with me and Fabian Lopez, now Fabian IV, but the fourth, whatever. But Fabian, don't get mad at me. But anyways, that's my guy. From the Kayla scenes when we all film together and stuff like that. Me and Fabian, we've been cool ever since. And so I had this idea because I've always been attracted to a woman's foot. I got a foot fetish.
What?
Yeah, man.
A foot fetish.
Jamila,
summertime is your time.
Jamila, all time. Women feet is all time.
Oh.
If a woman got jacked up feet, I can't rock with her.
Really?
No, man. That's one of my things.
That is so funny.
No, I promise to God, it ain't got nothing to do with Boomerang, Eddie Murphy, nothing like that. Ever since I was in 9th grade, I've had this thing. If a woman got pretty feet, the first thing I look at on a woman is her feet.
Really?
If her feet are glorious, yeah, I'm digging you.
That is so funny to me. That is so funny to me.
And so,
be sometimes like, who's really looking at my feet? People like you.
No.
I always think
Jamila
that. Who's looking down there? Wow.
Jamila, no, I like a woman with a pretty foot.
Wow.
And so I just thought I'd make fun of that and make a little short film about it, and Fabian thought it was hilarious. So when we did that, and it's on YouTube, y'all, if anybody who want to check it out, it's called Her Feet Were Made for Me. It's on YouTube right now. And I got the directing bug.
And I was like, man, I want to take this to another level.
Yeah.
I want to do my own feature.
Okay.
And so I collaborated up. Shout out to Maurice Williams, who did Kayla and who've done so many projects. He's a dope guy. For anybody who's looking for, to get your stuff directed, whatever, hit Maurice Williams on social media. He's on Facebook and Instagram, I believe. But he's very dope. I met him through Theo. But anyways, I just got this thing, man. I got a detailed business. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to send her this thing about detailing. And so I came up with the idea with Cassandra Mills. We collaborated together, and I gave her the synopsis, and I gave her the idea about it's about these two brothers, these two half brothers, you know what I'm saying, whose father passed away, and they inherited his detail business. But the thing is, the only way they can own it, they got to get along, because they don't like one another. And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Okay.
I don't want to give it away.
Where are you gonna put this out when it's done?
Hopefully it'll be out. We have 2 more scenes to shoot on it, me and Maurice, and then the editing process. We're going into that phase. I don't want to make any promises to anybody as far as like when it'll be coming out, because as you know, for real, editing can be a weird space. But my biggest thing is it's my brand.
Yeah.
So I don't want it to come out crazy or nothing like that. I want to do everybody justice, because it's so many amazing and gifted individuals in this film who rocking with me and who support me in this movie. So I don't want to be looking crazy, because the cinematography, everything, they depending on me for it to look good. Yeah. So I want to do everybody justice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what keeps you going in this process, right? Is it just the audience's reaction, that impact that you're making at the end of the day that you were talking about? Or what do you love about it so much in the process while you're doing it?
I just love creating.
You just love creating.
It's creating.
Yeah.
It's doing what you were called to do.
Yeah.
But not only that, I mean, it's one thing to be called for, but you gotta love it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, Jamila. Think in your mind right now. What is it that you love? What is it that you would do even if you weren't getting paid?
Yeah.
You gotta look at it from that perspective. I can, even if I wasn't getting paid, I would still act.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's nice to get paid.
Ooh.
And don't get me wrong again. I've been doing this long enough now to where that's pretty much where I'm at.
Right.
I mean, I will say that for those, actors and actresses out there who've really put in a nice body of work, you got your nice, healthy resume, a time gonna come when you can't always do everything for free.
Absolutely.
It's nothing wrong with asking to be compensated for your work. If you truly believe in your craft and you know that you're blessed in that and you have total faith in it, and if you know, you know. I mean, it's nothing wrong with asking to being compensated.
You said I think you said at first that you were afraid of your calling?
Yes. Because of the responsibility.
Because of the responsibility.
Yeah, you don't want to let nobody down.
What do you feel that you're called to do exactly?
To touch the soul.
To touch soul.
To touch the soul.
To touch this.
I don't care, Jamila, if it's you can touch somebody. I can touch somebody by just doing a detail.
Yeah.
I can detail your car, and they be like, I remember this one guy. Like, man, boy, that look like the glory of God in that thing.
I love that.
No, for real.
I love that. That's gotta be your favorite compliment.
He say, bruh, you got that joker shining, boy. That joke, you put the glory of God in that thing. And that's the greatest compliment in the world. And that goes, well, once again, I don't care if you're flipping burgers. I don't care if you're making French fries. I mean, people gonna see the love in your work no matter what you do. And that's fact. I stand on that. I stand on it.
Thank you so much, Gahlen, for coming out to do this podcast.
Well, thank you, Jamila.
I appreciate you. All links that I can find of all the millions of things that this man has done is going to be in the description below. And then I also will go ahead and update whenever Detailed comes out. I'm going to update where that will be.
Dope.
So you can go and hurry up and watch that, because the script, dope.
Right.
This man's acting, amazing. So You guys have to go and watch that, catch that. And I thank you, Gahlen. This was a really just so full interview, just of wisdom.
It just feel like I've been sitting here with my little sister. And I love it, you know what I mean? And you know, man, anytime you need me for anything, you know I got you.
Thank you.
You know I got you, man. You know, we locked in. Yeah, we locked in. We locked in, Kayla.
Thank you, Gahlen.
You welcome.